Don't want to do that, blimey. Hello guys in the chat. I can't see the chat today, by the way. Should be interesting still. I just have to guess.
Ah, niks. Hey Georgie!
Yo.
Good evening.
Good day. Sounds like a whirlwind in your
Yeah, closing doors. I have to set up everything still, mate. I just realized, oh, fuck, it's 2 minutes to 9.
Amazing.
Let me see, Twitch. Manage to stream.
Yeah, I need to keep an eye on the chat and everything because I'm not gonna have a view of it.
Yeah, all good.
Cool. The final guys are joining. Just help out with the invites.
I'll apologize in advance for all my sniffing and coughing and all that kind of shit.
Amazing.
Yeah. Hello, Reg in chat.
It's really loud.
Who's loud?
Your audio.
Oh. Fixed.
Fantastic.
Yeah, Callum was last Sunday was complaining that I was like almost quiet, so I had to put my mic almost in my mouth for him to hear me.
Alright, I'll invite Lemmy from PS.
Do we have a full grid today? We should, right?
Yes,
Yeah?
that's right.
That's
One more.
actually mad.
That's Lemmy. Send him invite already. Then. Good day for it. Nice track.
So
1 hour away until the start.
for what?
That's what Scouser said. He said it was 2100, but it's for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Then we will be able to join with Quali.
Cool, let's go then.
Yep. Right. We'll have a good little intro ahead. I like this track, so it should be a good one.
For racing it's good. For me shit. I'll put on an ad first, by the way.
Go on.
I'll let you know when we're rolling.
I can't view the chat and everything because my iPad is broken now, so.
No worries, I'll keep you updated.
Amazing.
In the meantime, I'll be back in a sec.
Right then. We'll be able to get the session underway soon. So a big hello from myself, and we'll be getting rolling very shortly. Looks like another full grid once Lemmy gets in, so that'll be good. FIA discussions. Okay, good. Right, we're in the session.
20 seconds.
Good time to put all the settings on. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Right then.
Yes, let's go.
Guten Tag, and welcome back to CLR Friday for tonight's Austrian Grand Prix. With a beautiful backdrop of the steering hills, this circuit never disappoints, as it's known for its many overtaking spots and fast-flowing corners. Last time out, Hobnob came back from a disconnect to win the Japanese Grand Prix. In a race that was a joy to watch, Humph extended his championship lead by a few points to 17 points lead over MJB. You never know what happens at Austria, as a certain Brit and Dutchman showed in 2024. So, let's get the show underway. And the first man on track. The new username, the Boogeyman. An interesting name, to say the least. And yeah, there's a co-commentator here today. And his name is Max, so hello Max.
Good evening to everyone in stream. Good evening, good evening.
Should be a good race today then.
Yeah, it should be. In advance, I would like to apologize to everyone for dealing with my voice today, because it's been rough for the whole week, and I'll cough here and there, and it's kind of fucked still. But we're gonna try our best here today in the Styrian Hills. As some drivers on the real F1 grid says, the hills are alive.
Well, let's see if they are alive.
I hope so.
So we have Williams starting a lap, Callum, so let's go on board for the whole lap. into turn 1. Ooh, bit of a slide on entry. Hit the curb too hard on turn 1. Going through turn 2 apparently, this is. It doesn't look like a corner to me. Turn 3, takes it in second gear. Clobbers the inside curb, Callum. He's already opened DRS 3 times already on this lap, so these DRS zones in the race are going to be massive for the overtake. So into turn 4, this corner known for its contacts in F1 history. Going into 6 now, the left-hander in 6th gear for Callum. As he now prepares to go into turn 7. Decent turn in. 8 is here. Yeah, we've seen some drivers crash there, namely Lewis Hamilton. But now we go through turn 9.
I was thinking you're going to call MGB spinning out in turn 8 2 seasons ago, but let's not talk about that then.
First lap of the day, 4.8 for Callum. Good lap for him at the moment, P1.
Yeah, Bogeyman has come back to the pit lane after invalidating early on. Next one is Kuruma to cross the line. Not an amazing lap for him, 106.3. So lots to improve for the V-Carb driver.
McLaren is going to be next across the line. As Dermier goes P2, is a second off the pace. Nearly a second off the pace. As a yellow flag,
yeah,
I just want to
we're now getting the early lap times in. As Polly does a 109.39, so almost a second quicker than Callum in his Williams. So that's a mad lap for Polly already early on in this session.
Next has crashed on his lap. So that's
yeah. So we have a few new names today. Polly obviously made his debut last week out in Japan. So the actual new drivers today are Inhuman Dan. In his Ferrari is a reserve. He's filling in for who's filling in for?
Souls, I think.
Yep, that's correct, Souls.
Yep.
Then also new ones today is not Boogeyman. Boogeyman is also known as Umut. He changed his username last week. Also next new driver is Nex, who is filling in for Jens. Jens unavailable today due to a personal matter, so real shame to miss him out of him today. And wish the best to Jens. And I think those are the only 2 new ones for today, because the rest looks all well familiar to me at least. So it should be good fun. We have at the moment a missing Psycho Lemmy in the Zauber. He will join mid-quali. So we'll have a full grid really shortly. In the meantime, Blow is setting a very good lap in P2 with his Red Bull, 104.1 for him. As we have some other drivers currently setting a lap.
Let's keep an eye on the
Hopnop is now starting a lap.
Yep. I've got Bjorn on board at the moment, going for the first sector, the defending champion. A 16.0 first sector, so you'll be looking for 15.9s, maybe optimal first sector. He's used a lot of ERS already, but we want to keep an eye on the green bar on the telemetry. That just shows how much ERS is available left on this lap, and well, Bjorn has got plenty available to him. Well, until he goes into deploy used. Anyway, through this middle sector, it looks planted, the Alpine. Slight look up on the front left, but Bjorn keeps under control, maybe just using the game physics to his advantage. But now we go through turn 9 on board with Bjorn, safe on the curb, into 10. That was pretty safe as well. I'm going to go to cross the line now. P3.
Yeah, really decent lap there for Bjorn in his Alpine, 7/10 of the pace currently, but probably still has something to improve later on in this session. As I'm gonna watch along with Hopnop, aka Captains. That's a really good lap, 104.1 as well, only 5 thousandths of the pace of Blow, so that's going to be a really interesting fight for pole position here in this session, with now 11 minutes remaining, so quite a bit of action to go. Also a McLaren coming along now. That is Jordan, who is just he finished the lap but was invalid. So nothing going on there at the moment as Jas is finishing a lap. 3/10 up after the second sector. So 1.2 off the pace. He is now 105.1 for Jas. Improved his lap but not his position. MJB P7, 7/10 off the pace, 104.6 for the Dutchman in his Ferrari, who's looking for an 8th pole in a row.
Wow, that's crazy.
That's a massive stat for MJB.
Across the line, goes P5. Good lap, Reggie.
Really good lap there for Reg, indeed. Who is next? There's a Merc, which is Humph. He's not. He's starting a lap.
We've got Boomba finishing a lap just behind him, but it's going to be off the pace. I think he made a mistake, so somewhere on that lap. It's Jordan pits. I think it's good to go on board with Scouser. He's now coming towards turn 4. See a bit of a more view on this lap. He's in medium ERS as Scouser. So maybe
yeah,
just
switching between medium and hot lap. He's under braking. He's in medium.
Yeah.
It looks like it.
He said he drove a race here yesterday in PSGL, so it'll be interesting. Obviously, can he use his pace from that race into this race? Let's see.
Yeah, we know Scouse is a really fast driver. He has won races here in the Friday tier early last season. Let's see if he can replicate anything like that here today. Looks like a decent run for him. 104.9 P12 currently for Scouser, so that's not really what he was looking for, but it looked like as well, watching his onboard, there's a bit more in it for him.
It's just
Neon will now start a lap. Yeah. Boomer is finishing a lap, who will be up to P11, so a decent position there for Boomer, but having won races earlier this season, he will want more.
Good lap by Dan. He goes P4 in the Ferrari. So a good showing in his first quali at the moment. Polly's into the pit lane. He was on a lap. But
it was on a lap, and his second sector split was half a temp faster, but not enough for Polly to finish off his lap or made a little mistake into the second to last corner, which would mean for him to box. As Blow after sector 1 is just over a tenth up, now going through the twisty second sector and down the hill. Over the curb for Blow there, a little bit of a twitchy slide, almost 2 tenths up now, Blow, which mean that if he can get a little bit more time, it will be a professional pole. Let's see if he's got anything left to improve on in the final sector, but looking at that slide, it won't be an improvement for Blow. It will be an improvement, but that will mean Blow has a real fight for pole position, now only half a tenth off the pace of Polly, who proves that this 103.9 is mad difficult to beat.
I've got a Merc on board now, so it's 21, and he's currently P12. The Mercedes driver then currently on his lap, down in P12, obviously. He'll be hoping to help Mercedes out in the constructors. They've got a 6-point deficit to Williams at the top of the standings. It'll be interesting to see how 21 can play in his role today, but he's invalidated that lap. It'll be interesting to keep an eye on what he could do today. They could make some points up, obviously, with Jen's absence. Mercedes will look at today with an opportunity with 2 full-time drivers.
Neon is now finishing his lap. He was 3.5 tenths up after the second sector, but invalidates in the last corner. So that's no position gained there for Neon, aka Goober, in the Haas. P16 currently for the Canadian driver, but he has time to go in and turn the car around, try and get another lap in.
15th for Jordan then, as we were just watching on board there. He's finishing his lap and he's gone 15th.
Yeah, Umut also finishing his lap. A massive lap time for him, 104 dead.
Good lap.
Just under a tenth off the pace of Polly. You're getting a real good fight here at the front of the pack for that pole position. as the track is starting to calm down a bit in preparations of our final run here in this short qualifying session. As I'm looking for a Merc, it should be Humph, no.
21 is starting a lap, and Humph is down on his time, invalidated as well.
Kuruma is also starting a lap.
Polly's on a lap, so provisional pole sitter. This could be an interesting one to keep an eye on. Polly, well, he's not on the lap, I think.
Psycholemi has joined the session.
Yep, good to see him in. He has 5 minutes to get a lap. That's a big slide for Polly there. And he wasn't on a lap, but he's had a big slide there at 7. Who do you want to go on board with, Max?
A good question, actually. I see a Ferrari on an out lap, who will be now starting his lap. It's Inhuman Dan.
Yeah, that's what
he was pretty impressive on the first run, being 6/10 off the pace, and I'm quite sure he has more in his lap, what looked like it from his first onboard. So really curious what he's able to do. It matching his time from his previous lap in the first sector. Looking like some decent traction here out of the hairpin of turn 3. You can call it turn 2 if you want.
I would call it turn 2, yes. But the F1, the track map calls it turn 3. Apparently there's a turn on that straight.
You know why they call it turn 3 as well, and why they name turn 2 turn 2. Because an F1 track needs to have at least 10 corners.
Amazing.
That's the whole reason. Same goes for turn 5. In the meantime, Dan finishing up his lap, he's not improving, and he's boxing as well. Has made a little mistake on the entry of the second to last corner, so no improvement for the Ferrari driver there. As we have 21 also on a lap at the moment. No, it's valid.
I think Karuma's on a lap.
Karuma's the only one on a lap at the moment. Let's see if he's improving. He's not.
No.
So he probably will be boxing.
Yeah.
Then we have our first drivers for their final run already out on the track, being Jas, Humph and Blow.
Blow... Humph, yeah. Let's watch on boards. Is he going to overtake? Yes, he is. So he'll be the first one to start a lap on the final runs. So let's watch on board with the championship leader. He's invalidated on that. The out lap. Hopefully it won't affect his lap. No, it doesn't. So let's watch on board with the championship leader. He's got a 17-point advantage over MJB. Been driving very solidly in this tier, has to be said. Claiming some victories on the way. The Silverstone win was probably the craziest one of his wins so far. And he had a very, very good race in Japan. He went from 19th to P3, which was a good effort from the Merc.
Yeah, I saw some clips from the Japan race, and it looked like a really good comeback drive. So good props to him there. Meanwhile, I'm watching Blow's on board while you're watching Humph, and Blow's after the first sector. He was a 10th up on his previous time, looking for that pole position. Now coming off to round the second sector. He's only 0.003 of a second off, so Blow has to gain in that last bit of the track where he lost it on his previous run. So it might be an improvement for Blow on the cards here. Really decent run here for the last. Blow invalidated it on the final corner, and it would have been an improvement for him. The lap time was a 1:03.7, which would have put him 2/10 clear of Polly, but invalidation.
The Ferrari of Dan has hit the wall in his out lap, so I'm not sure what happened there. I just saw a yellow flag and I just went to him and I see wing damage.
Yeah, he has wing damage.
We was watching on board with the Humph on his lap, and he did go P5. But now all the drivers are coming out for their final lap. Karuma's leading them, so he'll be the first one at the moment.
There's an Aston Martin going slow, which is Polly.
Ferrari on the lap, no.
Polly is trying to look for a gap.
Yeah, so I think some drivers are just letting each other go, get to their teammates, etc. But Karuma's going to get this frenzy underway for the final laps at Austria. So let's see what the V-Carb is capable of. Behind him is a Ferrari, I believe that's MJB.
While you were talking about Kuruma, I'm watching Scouser, who's already at the end of the second sector. He's 4.5 tenths up on his previous time, while making a little mistake in the start of sector 3. Really wiggling there for a fake Scouser, probably losing some time there. Currently P14 for the Red Bull driver. Finishing off his lap now. Let's see what kind of improvement he is able to get. Just under 2 tenths, 11th place for fake Scouser. That's our first driver finishing his qualifying session in his last run.
Now let's keep watching on board with Kuruma as... Oh, it looks like MJB's right behind him now. And oh, Kuruma's off the track. So we're going to go watch on board with MJB instead, who's going to round the final corner. Yaz retired from the session. Lemmy's going to be starting last then. He didn't get to the track in time. MJB goes P6. No pole for him. So his streak's over.
No pole for MJB. Now, Captain Hopnop. Invalidating on his last lap. Was 2 tenths up after the second sector. It would just not have been pole position for him. Humph also, no.
Callum goes pole.
Callum Gingernut puts it on pole position.
Jordan's next.
As the only one remaining is Goober, who is finishing his lap. He's 5 tenths up on his previous time. Now turning towards the final corner. What can he do?
It's an improved time, but no.
Still P17. A surprise pole position for Williams.
Wow.
For Gingernut, who smashed all expectation. I didn't know even where he come from. What position was he in?
Bro,
I think he
like
was 6 tenths off the pace. Nah, mate. He came from absolutely nowhere there.
That's an impressive lap from Callum, and he goes pole position at Austria, which was a shock.
Pole position there.
He just came out of nowhere, as you say, and Williams is on pole. So yeah, well, great lap from him. Beats Polly just about.
Gingernut making the team proud in absence of our great Dane Jens. So still good fighting chance here for the Grove squad.
Wow, that's a surprise pole position, but it's a great opportunity then for the Williams team and the driver, of course. So let's get this qualifying classification.
Yeah, so quali results, a surprise pole for Williams. Gingernut, P2 is to Polly, really well done on his second race. Blow P3, Boogeyman P4. Captain, Humph, MGB, Inhuman Dan, Reggie, who Inhuman Dan I saw leave the session, so you might need to send him another invite, by the way.
Okay.
Reggie, Bjorn, Scouser, Boomer to finish off the top 12. Then from P13 it's Jess 21, Jordan, Yurt, Goober P17, and I couldn't read the rest. In the back I think it is, who was in P18? Kuruma. P19 is Nexum, and P20 is Psycho Lemmy, who was late in the session, if I remember correctly, on the last 3.
Yes.
So
wow.
I will now run. I will now run a minute ad while we wait for people to strategize. If you can invite Inhuman Dan again, that would be cool.
Let's see if I have him on my list. I don't think I have him on my list, actually. Have a look. Inhuman Dan. Oh, someone readied up straight away. Inhuman Dan is not on my list. I can't invite him.
No.
I'm not sure.
Have him as well.
I'm not sure who readied up straight away, but that will be a quali ban for whoever you are. Mediums for everyone except for Scouser and Neon. Hard tyres.
Yeah, fun fact is we still have 25 seconds of ads left, so that's cool.
Oh well.
Let me see if I can find who...
I'm just going to go into some Austrian stats then. So the
yeah,
CLR
if you wait for a little bit, if you wait 10 seconds.
This is quick,
I know it's the shortest lap of the race, of the calendar, I know. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Right,
Yeah,
it's
go
your
on.
Austria roundup. So, 10 corners, 4 to the left, 6 to the right. Overtaking spots will be into turn 1, turn 3, and then turn 4. Safety car risk, I will say, is high here today.
Yeah, it's really high, especially 20 drivers on the grid.
Yeah, I agree with you. Strategy, mediums to hards or hards to mediums. I would say softs might work at the end if there's a safety car.
Yeah, soft for late safety car indeed.
CLR, previous winners at Austria. Camille won in the launch season. Hobnob won on the Friday tier last season, season 3. And season 4 Thursday tier went to MJB. 36 laps ahead of us. Who's going to win the race, Max?
Let me see. And quick call. Callum at least on the podium. Polly wins the race. So Polly to Polly to win it. Callum P2 and Hopnop P3.
I think Blow P1, Callum P2, and I'm going to go with an outsider, Scouser P3. Why not?
Ooh, Scouser from 11th. All right, I see you.
Right then, I think they're all lined up then, and we're about to see the lights turn on. And there's a bit of a glitch actually, but it's going Austria. Good start by Callum. Behind, he get a great start.
Polly with a really decent start as well.
Polly got a slight tap there on Callum, but it looks like there's a move for P5 already. Hobnob and MJB side by side. There was a Mercedes off, and that's 21 at the back, massively off. Oh,
it's
3 wide.
4 wide into the hairpin. Massive bits of contact here and there. Humph is struggling to get away from that mess, as Boomber has now already made 6 positions on this opening lap, already up to P6, starting in P12.
Let me spun as well.
Really
on
good. Late braking, as we see Bjorn trying to make a move on the inside of turn 4, which he has done on Humph in his Merc. Does he have damage? No, not by the looks of it. Boogeyman, who has fallen down, starting in P4, has now dropped down to P9.
It looks
so
like
not a better start for him.
There's a move for Humph on Bjorn. Bjorn is P8 now. But the perfect start for Callum, he has got the lead still. With some scraps here on the first lap for Austria, as always, you would expect. But a good start from Callum. Fastest lap, of course. DRS enabled.
Really important here that Blow was on the outside of DRS on the detection point on this opening lap. So Callum and Polly here have a good chance to try and break away from the following pack, as MJB has made his way up to 4th position after a really strong start for the Dutchman.
That's a move for Boomba.
He'll be looking into getting to that podium as Polly makes a move for the lead of this race down to turn 4, as Callum will now have to follow along on a Dutchman in an Aston Martin.
So Polly takes the lead then at Austria, and they're side by side behind, going into turn 6 on the outside with Humph, and then Boomba's on the inside, but no, Humph makes it stick, so he keeps the position there. Good start from Boomba from 12th, 7th place at the moment. It looks like Hobnob is outside of DRS, so the front 4 have broken away. But we know Hobnob can definitely catch up for sure.
What looked like an early top 2 is now settling into a top 4, as Hobnob is falling back to 1.5 seconds already, which is crucial here around Austria with the 3 following DRS zones. As Reg has been an early boxer. He is now onto a fresh set of hard tires, and 21 with wing damage. He's replacing a wing. Is going onto a set of, what is it?
Mediums.
Looks
side
like
by
mediums,
side, Bjorn and Boomba going into turn 4. Bjorn on the inside, the Dutchman trying to get the position, but Boomba says no and keeps it on the outside. So good defending from Boomba. So the 7th
Boogeyman there had a little look on the exit of turn 4, but has to follow along through the 2nd sector here, really on the gearbox of the Alpine in this train, all squabbling for P5, as Hobnob is creating a train here, of which he's the locomotive of. Already having a 2.56 second gap down to MJB, who just set the fastest lap of the race so far, 106.204 for the Ferrari.
Blow's really looking at Callum now. He's a 10th off. And it might go to the
Blow,
inside
have
here,
a
Blow.
look on the inside of turn 3. Late braking by the Polish driver up to P2. Really well done. Callum might get him on the exit with DRS, no ERS deployment for him as he's really low on the battery. He's a none to charge his ERS a bit. But all top 3 drivers are really low on the battery. Then MJB has an almost full battery, so he's in a prime position to try and snatch a podium or maybe even a win.
Behind, Humph has made the move for 5th place. So Hobnob is not having the best of times on the opening laps here. Humph currently P5, seeing a championship loss at the moment, but it's minimal loss at 1 position between the top 2 in the Drivers' Championship. A big train still.
It's Nexum in the gravel at the back. He's already received a 3-second penalty, but he's now also rejoining from a gravel trip.
Oh, side by side, Reggie and
contact with Reg, so not the cleanest rejoin for Nexum there. As Blow is now on the inside of Polly into turn 3 with the DRS, late braking again from the Red Bull, who's now gone into the lead of the race. Blow is on an absolute charge here.
Good start from Blow. What will Polly respond with? Polly's not going on the inside. Looked at it though, definitely considered that one, but he was too far for sure. MJB's looking at Callum now.
On the outside, which turns to the inside of turn 5. Little look, but no serious moves from the Ferrari driver just yet. That will come.
Yeah.
That will come.
It looks to me like Callum's really struggling. But he's gone on the inside of turn 9. It's the Ferrari looking into the inside of Callum, turn 9. The Ferrari and Williams side by side into 10. And it's the Williams who loses position then, MJB. I've not really seen that one before. But MJB into P3. But loses DRS then. Is outside of a second. So that has cost him big. They're side by side in the lead as well. Polly is back into the lead.
As Blow has received a 3-second penalty for track limits early on in this race, which might affect him.
Spins! Beyond's around, and that was it looked like a late braking. He lost the rear into the corner. It's very exciting stuff here. As Yaz and Jordan are side by side.
Jordan is into the fight, braking late, and then Jazz is sober competitor. Moving up is Jordan in his McLaren. Really well done by the Irish driver.
So Jordan
will now try and make a move on Scouser, but he first has to catch up. 1.3 seconds is the gap ahead.
Jordan in P10 as he finished in that position last week. Good stuff from Jordan. 21's out.
Hopnop has moved up into the position of P5. Down the place is Humph, but Humph is now back in the gearbox of Captain, who will make a move on the long DRS straight, which is the straight between turn 1 and turn 3. As Blow moves back into the lead of the race, as we will see a lot of swapping and change for the lead in this race by the looks of it. As Kouser moves up position from Bjorn, and Jazz has also improved back to P10. Psycho Lemmy is in the pit lane, who looks to be down on fuel.
Boomer on the inside on Yaz.
Hard tires for Psycho Lemmy, no wing change.
It's a switch back from Yaz.
Might look like a
side by side then into 6. No, Boomba has that covered on the inside. Good racing between them two. And the battles have been thrilling once again. The front 4 are still together. MJB is caught back. I think he used his ERS, obviously. He had an ERS advantage.
Yeah, MJB will try and make a move into turn 1. But due to DRS, that's not an option for him. Out of turn 1 though. He has a long straight ahead. Hot lap ERS going on for MJB. The Ferrari driver really wants to get a move on. He will get a move on Polly at least. Will he might try and make it 3 wide? It would be a bit stupid. He's sensible. And he goes it. Completes his pass on the exit of turn 3, but Polly with the overtake mode and DRS getting back at Blow, so really mad racing here.
on the inside of Blow. Oh, it nearly
There's a
closed in
lock-up
on him.
for Polly there, but he somehow made it stick. Back into the lead goes Polly. And MJB up to P2. Callum has closed back to this fight. Due to all his fighting.
Good stuff by Polly then. He looked lively at Japan for sure in his debut, and obviously his he started low, it didn't help, but he made some brilliant overtakes during the race, and now he's showing his worth. Of course he had the pace. Oh no! Nearly a big off for Polly. As I said, all the nice things about him, and then that happens. Classic commentator curse there, but Polly...
it will be Polly having a DRS now though, so nothing lost for the Aston Martin driver, who will be on the outside of turn 3, braking late. MGB is also braking late.
And wheel banging.
Wheel banging as well.
MJB played that well
for
though.
MJB.
He was behind at the detection point. MJB will try and go on the inside again. Polly turns in, and it's just enough space. MJB got wiggly on the exit, but Polly defends that position.
Scouser moves to P8. He's really making some good progress through this field, starting P11, already up to P8. So 3 position gains for Fake Scouser by lap 9.
Good start from him, and obviously he won't want to disappoint me with the podium chase. Obviously Hobnob's gap to the leaders are still around 2.7 seconds. Obviously the DRS is massive here, and you know the pace, you can't really make it up. If you've got 3 DRS zones, you're probably not going to make it up.
No, if you want to drive someone out of DRS, you have to do it after the exit of turn 4 and absolutely yeet it through the second sector to try to have a chance to break the DRS there.
Blow on the outside of MJB into turn 3. Just enough space for the Red Bull there, so the Red Bull and Ferrari are side by side.
Callum is getting the popcorn out here.
Yeah, maybe Callum is still struggling with his DRS.
He's back up to 60, so he's saving.
Well, that's good for him. Earlier he was struggling. MJB's looking on the outside of Polly. Polly defends the inside well. Would it be a switch back? MJB's looking into 7 on the inside. And it's a weird corner overtake day for MJB, because that's another unconventional move. But he's got the move done. That's the important thing. Now Polly...
little bit of contact here for Blow and Polly, which gets Callum really close to the back of the Red Bull. To make this 4-way fight even more interesting. MJB is really showing that he has the advantage in pace compared to his compared to Polly and Blow. So he has to make moves in weird places, but it will bite him back every single time on all those straights. Late braking there by Callum.
Callum may get a good exit on those guys. Bit of
he has a good exit. He's using overtake. He will make a move on Blow.
Callum
if he brakes late, he does brake late. Really good here. Blow on the outside still of turn 4. And it won't be enough for Callum to gain the position back onto the podium for the time being.
It's another switch of position by Scouser and Beyond. So Scouser is back into 8th. They were fighting, but Scouser defends that position. Yaz into P10 again. The battle with Boomba and Jordan. So that one just continues to develop.
Yeah, I want to come back to Boomer for a second. He had an amazing start early in this race, climbing 6 positions from his grid. And as I say that, he comes into the pit lane because he's now down to P11. So he wants to try and make an undercut on some of his competitors, being Jazz and Bjorn. So let's try to see if there's anything for him in it.
So there was 2 positions lost by MJB, but he gets a really good exit out of turn 3, and this could make the positions up immediately. Polly does retake the lead, but will we see a look at the inside here by MJB? Would it be a look or a move? No, it wasn't. But Blow's on the inside of MJB into 4. It now turns to the outside, and it looks like Blow will take the position. So this is really good fighting.
Meanwhile, we're having a massive fight in the front. We're also still having Hopnop and Humph battling for P5, Bjorn and Scouser battling for P8, and we also just saw Yurt passing Kuruma for P13,
Yep.
so just outside of the points for the McLaren and the RB driver. But still nothing lost, there's a long race to go. Now lap 12 of 36.
I just want to note here that it looks like the second train is catching the first train now. It's 1.6 the gap. So it looks like the backlink may cost them eventually if those guys can get into the train. And that would be 3 more into this 4-carriage train already. So it'll be 7 coaches, 7 cars, whatever you will want to refer them as. Below goes on the inside. Quali has DRS and will retake the position maybe. It depends how Below will play this one. Quali's looking on the inside immediately, but defended by Below with some better braking. But MJB gets a better exit, but no, obviously not there for him. Humph is fighting for P5 and continues to stick with these guys. And it looks like the gap is still
Jordan
going
is
down.
now back on the back of Jazz, 410 separating the Sauber and McLaren, who's being joined by each other for the whole distance so far.
Blow's pitting, so this is an undercut.
Yeah, we're now seeing the first pit stop as Boomer is already showing that he's massively quick on those new hard tires. He was, after he came out of the pit lane, 28 and a half seconds off the lead, boxing from P11. As Boomer's now only 26 and a half, so he gained 2 seconds on his outlap, as he gains a 3-second penalty, by the way. So Boomer's getting a lot of time on his fresh set of hard tires.
Probably late braking, but MJB was clearly ahead, so no chance of a move there. The train behind, obviously the Boogeyman, P4, and they continue to make inroads. Looks like those guys, well the DRS is going to even it out, but there's still a chance for those guys to continue gaining. MJB will pit, responding, and they're all in.
Yeah, and MGB has to respond to Blow, as Blow came out just behind Goober on his outlap after boxing, and he had DRS of him twice. So a really good outlap here for Blow, where he already gained like 7 tenths by the looks of it. And he also gains a 3-second penalty on his outlap, so the temperatures not having the grip to make the corner speed you want to.
Let's see how far Blow is actually ahead of these guys. Looks like he will
He's
be
far
ahead for a
ahead.
second, yeah.
He will be far ahead of his competitors. Massive undercut for Blow there.
And Neon's ahead of those guys, so it'll be the cork in the bottle. And MJB looks on the inside immediately on Neon. Gives him
MJB
no room.
not wasting any time. So doesn't Polly. Callum is also still in this fight. He's getting boxed in by Goober, who probably doesn't want to intervene with this fight too much. And he lets Callum go. Really smart move there for Goober. This is not his fight.
Humph will look for this because they're in DRS
But
now.
Blow has absolutely created a massive gap, as that's Blow's second 3-second time penalty already,
Callum
so he's
receives
already
3
on
seconds
6
as well.
penalties. Yeah, copy.
Looks like Humph is going to make a move as well on Neon. As, yes, Humph's ahead and will be in the DRS now. So that's critical for Humph. He's gained the DRS on those guys.
So we have a few more boxers at the moment.
Yes, it looks
Kuruma's
like...
in the pit lane, Jazz is in the pit lane, Hopnop is in the pit lane. So quite a bit of action going on there still. Jordan is already boxed, trying to get an undercut on Jazz, which has worked for him.
Neon sends it. Neon goes, but it helps his teammate massively, that send. And his teammate then gains a place on the Boogeyman. So the train is now 5 cars, with Humph joining in. Maybe Hopnop will join, as Below will need to just try and keep this advantage. It will be difficult, I think. Obviously, his penalties are not helping. Lemmy's out of the race.
Lemmy retired in the pit lane, so another retirement for Psycho Lemmy, who it hasn't been his season at all.
Absolutely. As next receives another penalty. It's his first race, and he's really
so does Jazz, and so does Boogeyman. 3-second time penalties are getting dropped left, right, and center at the moment. If we're gonna look at the penalties, it's 6 seconds for Blow, 3 seconds for Ginger Nut, 6 seconds for Boogeyman, 3 seconds for Goober, 3 seconds for Boomer, 3 seconds for Jazz, 9 seconds for Reg, and 3 seconds for Kuruma. And then at the back there's Nexum with 18 seconds worth of penalties.
Yeah, it's been a difficult one on the track limit so far, as you would expect, Austria, but there's still plenty of drivers with no penalties as of yet. I think that will be a key decider in this race, especially if we get a safety car. There's always a chance of a safety car. There's a
yellow flag in the middle sector. That is... Who is that? He's back on his way now.
I think he just went off next, front wing damage. Continues though, so it looks like just end play. He's struggling, but you know, if you can make the finish, that'll be an achievement, because you need to win first. You have to finish, absolutely. As all looks like Blow has been caught up. Polly's back into DRS. So obviously
yeah, because of the massive DRS trading from Polly, MJB and Callum, it's really easy for all of them to catch up back to Blow.
Into the wall. Looks like Polly's on the inside then of Blow. So I don't think the clean air pace is great here, obviously with the DRS switching, the trains.
Yeah, everything. You see once again that the DRS is really, really powerful around this track as Nexum goes off again.
Polly's setting purple sectors, so he's doing an impressive job at the moment. Only his second race, and he's looking like he's in a good position.
Oh, there's someone in the wall. Nexum has retired from this race.
And that's going to be a VSC.
VSC is out on the track, and it would have been the perfect timer for Scouse at the box if he didn't already pass the pit lane entry.
So that VSC will help guys who are low on the ERS, of course.
Low on ERS, and it will also help Goober McBanana Pants, who is instantly into the pit lane. Same is Reg has also the opportunity to box. He's on 16 lap old hard tires, and he will be into the pit lane.
Neon gets mediums on to the end. He'll have a chance to charge down on Yaz Jordan, the final points battle here today. Reg is in the box as well. Mediums going on to the Alpine. Yes.
Scouse here is really unlucky to.
It could still
miss
be
the pit lane there. As VSC is already out. Scouser was 6 seconds ahead of Polly before the VSC, and it was 11 by the end of it. But Polly now starting to push again. It's now down to 8. So what has happened here is that Polly down to Boogeyman are now all in the fight for P2. So we now have a 7-way fight.
Amazing.
For what is a provisional, what is a net race lead.
Win, yeah.
As Scouser is still to pit on 19 lap old hard tires.
Blow will want to look at this, but MJB looks like he's using more ERS. Looking at the inside of Blow is MJB. It wasn't the latest of late braking, but MJB was looking at that one for sure, and it didn't happen on that occasion. But it looks like that may have prevented Blow from making the move. Polly gets a really
There's
poor
a bad
exit.
A bad exit for Polly indeed. And Blow almost has to push him through the exit of that corner. Boomer gets another 3-second penalty.
Difficult day.
As Yurt moves up to P14 in place of Kuruma.
Yeah, good battle at the back. We've really been focusing at the front, obviously, as that's for the lead. But we'll now focus on this battle for P14. Kuruma on the inside of Dermiert. All just a little bit of understeer by the V-carb, but couldn't make the move stick. So Dermiert, 14th. So it could still be on for points, you never know. Took a really inside line. Back to the lead.
Yeah, I'm massively looking at his top line, and only position change you're going to see is Blow passing Polly. The rest of the drivers, MJB trying to get a move on Polly as well on the inside of turn 3. Tries to get it on the traction, both having DRS on the exit, and it will be Polly with the advantage there. Ginger Nut on the inside of turn, what will be the inside of turn 4, moves into P4 and MJB. MJB on the outside, defending really well there. And keeping the position. Really well done by MJB there.
And Red
as Humph is now on the gearbox as well.
Red set the fast lap in his Alpine. Callum still struggling with his DRS, I think, because I keep seeing him going to none at a lot of corners, which is just their tactic. Well, oh, big slide!
Ooh.
The Williams.
Massive slide there for Callum, who almost went off track. Really well done to save that one. He's still in the DRS, his battery is absolutely destroyed. He's 10% on the battery. So we'll try to hang on onto this fight for the moment.
Callum's looking a bit vulnerable, but they're going 3 wide ahead. 3 wide.
Humph will be making a move into turn 3 as well. There's a bit of contact there on the exit. Humph might get it, using hot lap to try and get back at the Williams. And it will be a move for the Mercedes, up to P5.
On the inside of turn 4, though, goes the Red Bull on the Aston Martin and Polly. Blow gets a better exit again. I think Polly's struggling out of turn 4, it seems, on the exits. But Polly defends 6 well. And yes, Polly's back in the lead at the minute. So this battling is incredible, and there's still loads of it to go. The Blow, obviously... It's going to be MJB on the inside of 9.
Will be looking into turn 9. As Scouse is now into the pit lane, so we will see our top 5 actually fighting for P1 once again. Instead for the net race lead.
Yeah, so it feels more real now for these guys. The win Blow, I think that would have been the track limits warning. But it looks like the Ferrari gets a much better straight line.
MJB is boxed in.
Yeah. Blow gives him enough space. Just to understeer.
Yeah, a bit of argy-bargy wheel banging here, aka also like Leclerc Verstappen back in 2019.
Yeah. Great battle that one.
But it's
even better battles here.
MJB back up to P2.
Yeah, good stuff by MJB. Humph is now looking at Blow. So Humph is going to be on the podium as it stands with that penalty. But it can all change absolutely from here. And Hobnob as well, looking good for 4th. Better than what he was earlier, because he was outside the DRS, but factors have helped him catch up, for sure. Very hard battling, and also his overall pace, for sure. So MJB, it's lap 24 now, and the Ferrari driver will look for the exit out turn 1. 1/10 behind. It's going to be a pretty easy move, isn't it, for MJB? Will he be ahead at the detection point? Boomer's out.
Boomer's out.
Pit lane retirement.
In the pit lane.
Polly will get the DRS open then. So would it be a standard repass into Austria's turn 4 by Polly? Yes, easy move from Polly. And that was the only move on that battle at the moment. There's could be a move. Oh, there's a MJB's going down the order. He's in the wall.
MJB is spun round.
Polly as well.
Polly as well. There must have been some contact there between the Aston Martin and the Ferrari. I didn't see what happened there, but
yeah,
we might see that after the race in the stewarding room.
This gives Humph a massive chance to continue to extend that championship lead. His rival's down the order, into the wall, lost loads of time. Let's see what
MJB front wing damage as well, missing his left hand plate. Polly's wing appears to be just fine, but that's a massive bummer for both of those drivers.
Humph goes on the inside into turn 3, backs off sensibly, but Hobnob gets a super exit there. But no, Humph uses DRS, gets the DRS open.
Yeah,
and it's gonna be...
Humph knows he doesn't have to rush everything here.
Oh, that was Bit late there from Blow.
Blow
but
still the outside. It will be the inside of turn 5.
Hobnob's looking on the outside into 6, and Blow keeps the position. So it looked like a very late move on the straight. Well, maybe Hobnob, his decision to go on the inside. Luckily for them, it didn't end in anything worse than that. It looks like Polly's back in DRS, so he hasn't lost massive time as a result. He'll just need to make those positions up. As it stands, he will be on the podium because of his penalties. So, this battle will continue. Blow's looking to the outside.
Yeah, this fight earlier was a 7-man fight. At the moment, it's down to a 6-man fight as Polly
Hobnob receives a penalty.
Yeah, which will be crucial for the top fight in this race. Polly is already back up to this.
Oh no! Hump has made contact.
There's contact at the back for well, and Callum has been spun around by the boogeyman by the looks of it.
Yeah, it looked like Hump was late on the inside at turn 4 and it knocked down Blow as a result. Yeah, I think that was not a great move on the Hump side. That's caused contact into turn 4. But behind a bit of an effect as Callum's been knocked down as well.
Yeah, Callum been knocked down by some contact with him and the V-carb there. Really unfortunate for him. His front wing appears to be fine, so he might have a chance of coming back at this train.
Tense battling continues here in Austria as Hobnob looking at frantic exit. Polly gets P4 ahead of the boogeyman. And there's 3 wide again. The battle continues. Hump then continues in the lead. DRS as well still, so he was ahead of the detection zone.
Polly making a double move on the straight already. Will be probably braking late.
Polly into P3.
And there's contact with Hobnob and Humph, but it's all fine for those two to go
and
to
Polly's on the inside of
now.
turn 6, but it looks like Blow's going to be allowed to go on the outside. Into 7 defended by Polly, so Polly head down clearly after that incident, recovering well. So it looks like Hobnob is the lead at the moment, but Humph looking increasingly likely to take the win. Whoever stays ahead can win this race on track. Definitely an inquest though after the race. As Blow Boogeyman, I think this will be a good view at the moment. Or will Hobnob have DRS? Yes! That lap car's giving him DRS. The Ferrari won't count, I think, to the results because he's not driven that in the race.
Correct.
Oh, inside for Blow. That's on Polly. Yes, so Polly was slightly impacted on the exit. It was a late move by Blow, but nothing major. MJB's wing damage is smashing his race into pieces. Beyond into P6, so a difficult race is actually recovering by the Alpine. Obviously, Polly continues his chase. He needs to get ahead of Hump.
So this end of race fight, due to all the penalties actually between Hump and Polly for the top step of the podium here in the Styrian Alps. As they keep fighting, they've started lap 1 and they're still going. It's now lap 29 of 36, so we still have 8 laps remaining of this Austrian Grand Prix.
It's what we love to see, and obviously now maybe some safe play here at the front because a very tense period just passed. But it looks like Humph may go for a move, but he's so far back definitely on this occasion. Reg receives a penalty. Callum is fighting for P6 with Bjorn.
Yeah, he's been passed by Björn after his contact, so down to P7 for him at the moment.
It looks like there was contact into turn 4 with Scouser and MJB. Obviously MJB's wing damage is going to hurt, let's just say. Reg is fighting for the final point on track at least. Yurt has no penalty, so at the moment he's going to take that point.
I was just gonna mention that.
Yeah.
I just noticed that
I read
Yurt
your
is on
mind.
the fight for a point, and I know there's at least one person in this world who will be really happy with that, because Yurt is his goat, and it will be our sleepy sloth himself. He will be really happy with Yurt scoring a point on his CLR return. He's now 3 races in and he's yet to score.
It's also the birthday man, but on the inside goes Hump into turn 4. The battle continues with Hump and Hobnob. Hump retakes the lead on track. So that was a safe. Oh, Neon's out.
Neon is out. Neon is out of this session in the pit lane now. So nothing on any full cost cautions or anything like that.
So that's the 5th retirement. 1 was due to a crash on track and 4 in the pit lane. I think Neon did mention something that there's some hockey thing going on. So good luck to him if he's playing or watching. Oh, Hump is into none on the straight.
He will be on the inside of turn 1.
Blow's looking for it.
Not quite. As Boogeyman looks to have wing damage after that contact with Callum earlier on. So he's still hanging on to P5, but with that penalty that will be really difficult for him. As Bjorn is now also starting to catch the top 5 train.
Probably late on the outside.
5 seconds earlier on, it's now only 3.4. So Bjorn, if he is able to keep up his current pace, they might be able to close up to this train by the end of the race.
Possibly.
To try, that will get Bjorn on the podium, that's 1. And that might get Callum back into the top 5 because of the penalties of Blow and Boogeyman.
Yeah, there's still a chance for those guys for sure. Plenty more laps for more moments to occur, as it seems Hump was into none in the straight, so you know it created a bit of a bunch up at turn 1, but it sorted itself out. And Hobnob will look on the back again. 4 attempts lead for Hump as DRS opens on the rear of the Haas. Callum receives another penalty.
Another 3 seconds, so that's his chances of an on-track top 5 finish pretty much gone. Also is really depending on the pace of Bjorn, that is. As Humph goes down to P2 now on track, we have Hobnob moving into P1 again. Polly will be looking for a mental exit out of turn 3.
He got a bit of a switch on the exit, did Polly. Looks like
as
Hump's
now
going to
on the
retake
outside, moving to turn 4. Giving a bit of space there as well. A little slide for Polly on the exit, which will get Boomber in turn 5 on the outside of 6. Braking late, going wide, and no move for Blow there as Polly keeps his position.
So,
MGB and Scouser are also fighting for P8 in this race. MGB, who's been done dirty earlier in this race, he's still carrying front wing damage.
And we're now entering lap 33 of 36. 4 more tours. Oh, yellow flag.
There's a yellow at the back, which is Kuruma, who was spun in turn 3, that is.
They're about to come up towards Kuruma, but Hobnob will look on the outside. Stays behind. Oh, goes ahead into the detection zone. Hump broke early there to get the DRS. Good to play.
MGB back up to P8 as well.
Hump will try and look on the inside. It looks like Hobnob's had enough of a gap. Hump tries to dummy it. Doesn't happen. Bit of contact.
Hobnob doesn't fall for the dummy. Polly is also mentally close to Hump.
Mental fights everywhere we look. It's been great.
I know someone who would say we are having biblical scenes here in Austria.
Oh no.
A lot of people will get that reference.
Exit.
Now there's 3 laps remaining as Blow is on the inside of Polly. He was trying to have a look, but it didn't move just yet. But he did
send it.
Come back, said it. Polly has to go a bit wide there on the exit of turn 1, but he keeps his position ultimately. Now with the DRS, Blow might have another look. Braking late, he is on the inside of Polly. Little bit of contact there. on the traction. Will he get him? Ooh,
Oh, a bit of bump.
little bit of a comeback punch by Quali there.
Boogeyman, will he look on the inside then of Blow? No, it wasn't an impact much. I think Quali...
Nah, the Boogeyman's only option is to stay back here and just drive with this pack, because he still has front wing damage, so he can't brake later than the rest.
So Polly, yeah, I saw at turn 10, he was very wide, and I think that avoiding action may have saved him getting a warning and potentially a 3-second penalty. So, yeah, Yurt is into the points.
Yurt moves to the points on track, making a move on Reggie into the hairpin of turn 3. Really well done by both McLaren drivers to get into the points in this Austrian race. Both Irishmen for McLaren doing a really good job. As we now see Humph and Polly and Blow and Boogeyman together with Hopnop in the lead of this race, still fighting. We're getting Noah's Ark almost into the hairpin. Little bit of contact with the Boogeyman and Blow, as Polly is now into the back of Humph again with the DRS. Hopnop will be defending the inside, Humph on the outside.
I know why Hopnop's done that.
No move.
Oh, big contact! Hopnop's round! Oh no!
Hopnop is been spun round.
Oh no,
more contact!
Oh my word!
Polly has been punched off here as well, and that's a reset to track for Polly as well. So that will be a guaranteed 20-second penalty for Polly there as well.
Oh no, that was mental scenes.
And all of this mess will mean that Callum is now up to P4 and Bjorn up to P3. With 2 penalties, your current podium looks like to be Humph, Bjorn and Hopnop by the looks of it currently. Polly is into the pit lane as Humph and Bjorn are now onto the final laps of this race.
Great job,
Polly makes a really weird pit entrance, but alright, as he's retired from this session as well, by the way.
I have to say, Bjorn he's done really well here, because it's just opened up all of a sudden, you know. All the chaos just occurred on that last lap, and he's seen what can happen. But we're going to get side by side here with Callum and the Boogeyman into turn 4. An opportunity for Callum perhaps. On the inside of 4 goes the Williams driver, and the B-Cub's still on the outside, but Callum is third on track at least. Hopnop remains in the fight. Looks like a crazy end to this race. Callum has wing damage. Yes, I just seen he's picked up wing damage. As all that side by side,
already with the Boogeyman. Humph now into the final last 2 corners of this racetrack. He's been doing an amazing job all race long, fighting from lap 1 all the way down to lap 36. Humph takes the race win here in Austria. Bjorn, with a bit of luck and a good lot of consistency, picked up the pieces and finished in P2.
Great race, MJB.
Would have wanted more, but with his early penalty, P2 or P3 had to be the best he could get, so I don't think he has to complain an awful lot. MJB, after that earlier contact, recovered to P4, so that might he might feel content with that.
A special moment here. We've got the McLaren of Yurt about to finish in the points for the first time in absolutely ages. Is going to finish in the points. Yurt crosses the line, P11. And Reg, we'll actually be guaranteed points here, I think. Oh, I don't know if Karuma's going to be in the penalty.
Just about not. Just about not.
Well,
Karuma 6.
Get the fastest
he needs a 9-second gap, so he won't.
Yes, Karuma is going to get the final point then at the moment. Cross the line, final man across. Oh no, I think. Did they change or? Oh yeah, yes, Karuma 12th it says. So Karuma gets the final point. So, what a crazy race.
The game gives the driver of the day to Bjorn. I mean, yeah, he did a really good job starting a bit low down, having a spin early on, coming back, but ultimately it was all down to a bit of luck, which you need to have, that's a thing.
So the podium is, the podium's about to load, and he survived, he thrived, Humph wins in Austria, and Bjorn recovers to P2. Well, that was a good race, and, you know, I have to make a decision on driver of the day in a few minutes. but we now see the podium is loaded. Hobnob is there, but a crazy finish on lap 35 with all those incidents. Would you like to go through the finishing order, Max?
Yeah, so finishing order for the Austrian Grand Prix here on CLR Friday. Humph with insane victory here. Bjorn P2, around of the podium is a captain, aka Hobnob. MJB, Scouser, Callum, Blow, Boogeyman, Jazz and Jordan finish off the top 10. Last few points go to DWM Jurt, getting his first points since the CLR comeback a few races ago, and the final point for today goes to Kuruma. Also finishing the race is Reggie. Polly does get classified,
yes,
because he retired 2 laps before the end. Retirees I couldn't see because the game messed me up.
Brilliant. So Driver of the Day award is now going to be given, and I think Max is. I think for me, Driver of the Day has to go to Bjorn for taking advantage in the late stages and just keeping his head down and picking up the pieces. Obviously, he had a difficult start with a spin, but recovered. P2, good result for him. Really good. So I think Driver of the Day should go to Bjorn. Starting 10.
Don't agree with you. I agree with you on some points. He had a really difficult race early on, recovered well, but in the end it was down to luck getting him on the podium, and you have to be there, so that's not on that side. But I'll give it to Humph. Started P6 or P7, I think. He was on it since lap 1 all the way down to lap 36. He's been squabbling the whole race long. So my driver of the day goes to Humph, our race winner.
So congratulations to Humph winning the race, and a crazy race here in Austria. So I'm just going to finish off the stream by looking into next week's itinerary. Yes, fancy word. Thursday tier will race at Imola next week, so that will be
lovely.
A technical
I'll enjoy that
track, one I don't really enjoy. And next week on the Friday tier will be the Italian Grand Prix at Monza. So
we have an Italian doubleheader next week. Get the pizza ready.
The week of Italy, I say. So yeah, thanks for all the viewers for watching. I can't see the chat. But I'm sure many people are speaking today.
No, Twitch chat has been awfully dry today.
Oh, that's helpful.
That's a nope.
It's helpful for me because at least I didn't miss out on much. But yeah, well done everyone. And Max, anything to say before the end of the stream?
My throat, my voice is absolutely gone.
That's brilliant.
That's all I have to say.
Well, I'm just gonna have a nice hot drink now. Just start the hot drink, and yeah, we'll see you next week for another week of CLR. Goodbye.
Goodbye.